to start it all. First shot being a head coach. 26 years in the league. His late dad, Marty, 8th all-time in wins. Nick Sirianni, age 44. Year 5 to the playoffs all 4 seasons. Twice to the Super Bowl. The champ a year ago. The stage is set for the NFL kickoff. Presented by YouTube TV. It's in the 70s. Rained earlier. Showers about an hour and 45 minutes away on the radar. Kickoff rule has been adjusted. They're expecting more returns this year. Monte Turpin is an all-pro kick returner. Jay Gilly will kick off for the Eagles. One toss. Defer the option to second. Our honor to start and end the season. Opener here. We've got Super Bowl 60 on NBC. Who's coming with us? 2025 NFL season begins with Turpin returning from the 5. Trying to find an opening down the sideline and about right around the 32-yard line. That's where the Dallas offense will begin.
Dak Prescott, Mississippi State. Javonte Williams, North Carolina. CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma. Monte Turpin, Northern Louisiana. George Pickens, Duke University. Jake Ferguson, Wisconsin. Tyler Guyton, Oklahoma. Tyler Smith, the University of Tulsa. Cooper Beatty, Kansas State. Tyler Booker, Alabama. Terrence Steele, Steele High School.
The offensive line, big part of the story for Dallas. 3 Tylers, all first-round picks. Injury for the Eagles right away. Ben Van Sumeren, linebacker and fullback. And you can see he is really distraught about it right away. Here he is, engaged in blocking. Meantime, while you're watching this replay, a penalty flag has gone down. And Van Sumeren right away on the plant grabbed that leg and went to the ground. So I mentioned the flag as the athletic training staff is looking at
we got to push this. Something's going on.
The referee trying to get between the teams, and one of the other officials threw a penalty flag.
Sean Flip, the flag.
No surprise, edgy with the Cowboys and the Eagles. For the moment, the attention and the disappointment for the Eagles and Nick Sirianni on Van Sumeren, their fullback, in kickoff.
Attention with the fans on the Dallas Cowboys and how that played out afterwards. So it is going to be one of those starts already to the season.
We talked about the movement of the kickoff. It's to promote more kickoff returns. The touchbacks now come out to the 35-yard line.
Defense number 98.
Whoa, he just got kicked out.
So Jalen Carter, the focus and the star for the Cowboys, for the Eagles on the front line, for the game before snap.
He's ejected from
Because
the
he
game.
was there in front of Dak Prescott. Did he spit? Did he spit on him? I think he did. There you go. There you go. And the official was right there to throw the flag. Brian Neal, the umpire, who was keeping an eye on that confrontation. No idea, obviously, what was said. But Jalen Carter out of this game before a snap. Chris, that's... First of all, I got no idea what he's thinking. And second, this is massive in terms of the game.
I got to tell you, he's the best player they have on their defense. And about 80% of what we were going to talk about on this broadcast, because to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, you have to double team Jalen Carter. If you don't get your offense started. Now you take off that one player on the defense that you had to focus your attention on. And it's almost like Micah Parsons now gone from the Cowboys. Same impact now that Jalen Carter got.
Meantime, the injured player, Van Sumeren, is being carted off the field. A whole bunch of the Eagles came out to give their wishes to a guy who's going to play some in a fullback role in this offense this year. So you talk about trying to repeat as champs. The path is never easy, right? You don't pick up where you left off. And before a snap, a player you were counting on is out for the season, perhaps with a leg injury. And this man is certainly out for the game before even being on the field.
You just can't believe what you just saw.
From the 47, Prescott has Javonte Williams is now the running back for Dallas into Eagles territory at the 46. Dak Prescott missed half of last year after the hamstring surgery, had an injury in Atlanta and forced him to have to step away. He's had multiple injuries over the last few years. Chris, when healthy, he is still a very, very good quarterback.
I mean, 2 years ago, he finished second in the MVP balloting. So let's remember what he was before he got hurt a season ago.
You're 10 in the lead for Dak. They put it in the hands of Turpin, the return man with great speed, featured on the second down for the first down of the Dallas season.
I think this is going to be one of the surprises for this season is how much Kevontae Turpin is being used. Of course, we saw what he did as a return man. And remember, Tyreek Hill, with his early days with the Kansas City Chiefs, he didn't play a whole lot of receiver either. Got a chance, so who knows? They're going to try to work Turpin in a lot more into this offense.
At the Philadelphia 42-yard line. Prescott out quick. It's caught up to the Cowboys. George Pickens gets tagged there. Come up to the 37-yard line. First 3 years in Pittsburgh. High productivity, some star plays. Also caused a lot of attention with his antics. The question is, how focused will Pickens be? So far, Chris, the reports have been good.
Yeah, and I think he spent a lot of time with C.D. Lamb, and C.D. Lamb was, full of praise with Pickens. But what Pickens does is he is one of the very best in the NFL deep ball catchers. So if you're going to leave him one-on-one on the outside, they're simply going to throw it up to him.
From the 36, Williams running up the middle, close to a first down. Shy of the 32-yard line. Javonte Williams behind a good offensive line. Could be a good equation for Dallas this year.
Well, this is a dream come true for the Dallas Cowboys. You got Jalen Carter out of the game now. Their entire game plan, they were thinking about going no huddle, so they had to substitute him out so they could throw the football. And so far now, what we've seen in the early going is Jalen Carter out of the game, no double teams, and the Cowboys are doing exactly what they hope to do in this one, which is start out running the football.
Jordan Davis, number 90, with Carter ejected before the first snap of the game. Prescott play action, about to get hit, throwing it. It's open for C.D. Lamb inside the 5. First and goal, Dallas. As Prescott hits Lamb, down on 2. Dallas runs to the ball.
What a move on the outside by C.D. Lamb. Almost nobody can stay with him, and not Adoree Jackson. Remember, Darius Slay gone for the Eagles, and they're right after his replacement, Adoree Jackson.
And goal, Dak putting it up for Lamb. Contact to the
Oh,
front.
come on, not pass interference.
His 9th year, last 4 years with the Giants. Darius Slay was released, signed with the Steelers. Jackson takes over at corner.
Defense number 8.
Absolutely no question. So taking advantage of both of the bigger parts now for the Philadelphia Eagles. Along the defensive line with no Carter and going right after Adoree Jackson in secondary. What a drive this has been so far for Dallas.
Javonte Williams, the running back, first and goal, Cowboys. Houston Williams, left side, into the end zone for the season's first touchdown.
This is where you're going to have to win the battle right in here. And for the Philadelphia Eagles on that drive, there was nothing fancy. Tyler Smith, who is the best offensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys, simply had no problem at all with Jordan Davis. And Tyler Guyton was able to finish it off with Zach Bond. Usually you're seeing the Jalen Carter-Zach Bond combination, but that goes out the window now.
2 years in the league, both years on the All-Pro team. Brandon Aubrey. That's the first extra point of the year. Aubrey, you want to talk about a stunning start to the season. has been short-circuited quickly after the bizarre start. Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott, tossed in the game. The Eagles go down the field, 6 plays, 53 yards. Now Aubrey to kick off. It goes into the end zone, landing in the end zone. That's a touchback. We have a penalty marker down at the 45-yard line. A touchback will bring the ball to the 35-yard line instead of the 30-yard line this year. But let's check the flag. Sean Smith is the referee.
Illegal motion on the receiving team, number 9. Moving prior to the kick, number 39. Correction, number 39. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So the Eagles take over at the 30, and here's their offense.
Jalen Hurts, Rose Sumner, Saquon Barkley, Penn State, A.J. Brown, Ole Miss,
Devontae Smith, Emmett Louisiana.
Jahan Dotson, 610,
Dallas Goddard, South Dakota State.
Jordan Mailata, Jeff Sapling University, Landon Davidson, Alabama, Cam Jurgens, Nebraska, Tyler Steen, Alabama, Lane Johnson, Oklahoma.
So Steen in there is the only new face in that starting lineup, replacing Mekhi Becton, who's now with the Chargers via free agency. Jalen Hurts and the Champs start from the 30. First throw is complete. Dallas Goddard to the sideline. Pickup of about 9 off the throw from the Super Bowl MVP. Let's talk about a winner. Check out this number. Jalen Hurts has played for the championship 5 of the last 9 years in football. 3 times in college, 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. And he's had 2 great Super Bowls, saved really for both Lakers.
He really did, and the fact that he overcame what happened to him in one of those national championships when Tua came in and threw the game-winning touchdown to do what he's done.
Barkley's first run will be a first down across the 40 to the 41-yard line for Saquon Barkley, 9th player in the history of the National Football League, 2,000 yards last year.
And right in the middle of your screen there, Kenny Clark, and he's going to have to be the one that starts to solidify this run defense up front. The Cowboys are just sick and tired of having people run the football and their inability to run the ball, and yet so far in this game, at least on offense, they have been able to run it.
Just past the 40, Hurts taking off, and Jalen Hurts will slide down. Shot at the 48-yard line, will be 2nd and 3. And very effective on the mark.
And I don't think that we recognize the ability of quarterbacks to make plays like this enough. I mean, if he completes a pass, a beautiful throw, it's great, but 2nd down and short in the National Football League is your dream down. Because the way that these guys play, when they get to 3rd and 2, let's say, they can run 2 quarterback sneaks and pick up the first down. So they basically have a free down right here to do whatever they want to do.
59 is Kenneth Murray. He's calling the defensive signals. New to the Cowboys. Edge pitch. Barkley on the move. Saquon Barkley.
You want to join?
36-yard line. A first down for Barkley.
You get all these guys here, you're going to pull this guard, everybody's going to think this, and they go flip 90 out this way. That's what I'm saying. This was a free play. This was a chance to just take a shot at something that might pop, and it did.
We'll get into it as the night goes on. This Eagle team, Barkley the 2,000 yards, Hurts the Super Bowl success. It starts up front, and they are as good a unit as there is in the league. Will Shipley is now the back. Hurts over the middle for Goddard. Tagged at the 30, Jack Sanborn punching at the ball. Cowboy linebacker joins Malik Hooker on the tackle.
And Mike, for the Dallas Cowboys, they're playing Jalen Hurts and this tremendous offense and great offensive line. But your offense just did it, right? The Cowboys offense took it right down the field and scored a touchdown. You got to answer that effort on defense. You got to come back and make a stop, hold them to at least a field goal here.
The 30-yard line, Shipley quick hitter to the right side. And the first down for Will Shipley, the second-year back out of Clemson, with the back end of a blowout NFC Championship game win over Washington, and a couple of really nice runs, including a touchdown.
I don't know what you do when the Philadelphia Eagles get off the bus everybody except Devontae Smith. I mean, it just looks like big time wrestling or something coming off the bus. They are just big and tough.
Quick to Shipley, receivers blocking. Shipley inside the 10, first and goal. Philadelphia at the 6. As on the second year man, Will Shipley, global part of the offense.
We are seeing blocking out of everybody on the outside. The Philadelphia Eagles have really come together as a team. Watch Devontae Smith, all 170 pounds of him on the outside, doing a job for his teammates. He's the only guy that when you look at him, you go, there's only one guy that doesn't belong on the field right now. Because they're all so big, and yet here he is constantly making plays just like that.
Well, he's the guy who's won a Heisman, right? First and goal, Philly. Barkley Benedict, left side, Saquon. The yards, mark him down near the 3, second and goal. Closing in on that area where Philly's so effective. Power running inside the 5.
It's just a matter of what Nick Sirianni wants to do. I mean, theoretically, he could take his quarterback and just run 3 of those plays there, but I would think they would not want to run him quite as much until it was 100% needed. When you got Saquon Barkley right behind him, really no need.
Second and goal. Barkley inside. The Cowboys surge with Solomon Thomas. Good to Dallas last 3 years with the Jets. Played for San Francisco and the Raiders as well. In there on the stop.
Kenneth Murray in there as well. And one of the things that they have to do with Kenneth Murray now is more of a speed linebacker is exactly what he did there. Get through the initial line of scrimmage. It's not his job to take on 330-pound offensive linemen. He's got to use his speed to get around him, and he did it there.
And receivers to the top. The motion man is John Dodson. Third and goal. Hurts has time. Takes off.
Touchdown! Yes!
Biggest job for any quarterback in the NFL to convert on third down and convert in the red zone. You want to throw a touchdown pass, great. You want to run it in the end zone, great. This guy is tremendous at doing both.
Pass rush handled. Sands Parsons. Perch to the end zone. Now Jake Elliott. 2 drives. 2 touchdowns. Jump right into the deep end of this season. Jalen Hurts did so at the end of last year. Picked Voice Energy, a brand new season of The Voice, Wednesday, September 22nd on NBC and Peacock. Philly's done a great job getting ready for this opening night. Center City has been all lit up in green. 4 miles down Broad Street here in South Philly, the link as well. Time 7. Away from him, but they can't, and it's taken by Turpin from the 3, and the return will stop him at about the 23-yard line. And Melissa, that's where Dak Prescott on the Cowboys offense. Watch the fisticuffs end the Bears. Leah Fowler.
Oh, he got the push it fake. Looks like it's going to cause a disqualification.
After the scrum. Leah Fowler's helmet was off. He was right in the middle of it, 35.
Leopold was definitely working the helmet, had the face mask, and was trying to work it off, but his was already off, so it's hard to tell what happened to him first.
Again, a lot of tone setting with these teams. 2 blowout wins, with Prescott missing both games for Dallas last year. That's better than records or the current records for these teams.
And Cooper DeJean looked like he was the one that was grabbed the face mask. Couldn't tell if he was actually the one that took it off. But then it was Leopold trying to do the same back to him.
There's 2 personal fouls on the play, both against Dallas. Personal foul, initial roughness. Receiving team number 35 and number 14. Half the distance penalty. First down.
Dallas back deep in their own territory. So DeJean.
They're going to get thrown now.
Tight in there. Second one is one against Bob.
Dallas, Philly, here we go. This is exactly, we've been talking about this all week. The shot that the Dallas Cowboys had was that this offense really was sort of put together. And that they were going to be able to run the football enough to set up their passing game, which is what they did on that first drive.
Oh,
They
they're
got
not
big pass to
exact.
CeeDee Lamb down inside the 5. Now can they continue with the run game? That's the most important question. It's been made a lot easier with Jalen quarterback.
Over the 12, Williams goes left. 43, that's Flowers. Melissa on Dak.
Yes, Dak Prescott missed the final 9 games of last season after suffering a right hamstring injury in week 9. He tore 2 of the 3 hamstring muscles off the bone, an injury that required surgery in November of last year, where he had 3 screws inserted to stabilize the hamstring. Dak told us his rehab was tough. Now he feels totally comfortable and confident, saying his mobility won't be affected. He's just as fast as he was before the injury.
And we went down to Dallas, as you alluded to earlier, Melissa, on Monday. Dak walked in the meeting, looked great. Looked great in practice as well. Play pass here. Trying to find some space. Protected the ball and threw it. Complete to CeeDee Lamb. Zach Bond thought he had a pick. He's going after it. But Dak kept it alive, and Lamb has a first down.
This is what Dak simply could not or did not do successfully a season ago. Scramble to the right, all the way back left, get out, turn his body, and watch CD come back inside the quarterback to make that catch. He had to take his hand off the ball, Prescott did, and still able to complete it. What a start for this Cowboys offense.
Jordan Davis out of the lineup for the moment for the Eagles. Their 2 big tackles are not there in the middle. Javonte Williams takes advantage of that. 5 yards to the 38-yard line.
Javonte Williams was actually drafted by Andy Andrews, the defensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles. You might get to watch some tape on him during the course of the week from his rookie year in 2021. He's made some of the most spectacular plays we saw that season, and if he's anywhere close back to that form, he's really going to be a value for the Dallas Cowboys.
He'll go to the left here in game 3. 41-yard line, third and a couple coming up. John Campbell. He's over there making the tackles. Prescott scanning and throws complete to Lamb, who came across the field. And C.D. Lamb takes it right around the 30-yard line. Effective start for C.D. Lamb here in the opener.
Big questions coming into this one was whether or not Tyler Booker right here was going to be able to hold up against Jalen Carter. Well, guess what? That really never happened in this game. So huge advantage for the Dallas Cowboys breaking in their new right guard.
26 of those Lambs, 76 yards on the last catch. Miles Sanders the back, off in time. Prescott, there's a different flag down. The pass is complete to the 30-yard line. To Sanders, 7-year man.
Flag is down. Yes.
That was pretty easy right there. Tyler Smith got beat right off the ball. And as soon as it happened, he knew it was over for him, and he simply just made the tackle. And it was a good decision for him.
And Byron Young. IMF Alabama started with the Raiders. And Smith, see how good he was. And brings that tackle early on in his career, but moved inside to guard. Going to stay there now, and a really solid player inside. Final 2 minutes of his opening quarter. Prescott has to get away. Sanders has it. Zach Bond in the open field brings him down. Loss of 3. Zach Bond with the special teamer and edge rusher to an all-pro linebacker last year.
And one of the things that Zach Bond does absolutely best is bring down people in the open field. A remarkable story. He was never an off-the-ball linebacker. He played on the edge and rushed the passer for the New Orleans Saints for multiple years. Comes here, they try him at inside linebacker, and he's the best in football in his first year. Now, he was working behind Jalen Carter, which certainly helped, but just a remarkable story.
Turpin in motion, 2nd and 23. Prescott taking a shot towards Pickens on the sideline. Trying to come up with a one-hand grab, could not. Working on Quinyon Mitchell.
Has the field again.
He's thrown by the back judge.
Pass interference. Defense on the 37. Ball because of first down.
And that's what Pickens does best. Contested catches.
And just got Dallas out of a huge hole with that. And you can see that Mitchell has his hand inside the front of the jersey right there. And Pickens just couldn't get off. Tried to make the catch with one, and Sirianni wants no part of it. But that was a huge play because of the way the Cowboys were backed up.
34-yard penalty. From the 12, Prescott play action. Rolling into the end zone towards Jalen Carter. That's Mitchell. All across the defense to make the play. Mitchell with the year he had last week.
Yeah, Tacky's going for the jugular on that one. I should have just taken the quick one right here. Sometimes when you get it going and you hit some of those big plays down the field, this is a first down throw. Just take one, take a little gain, completely covered on the back line of the end zone.
First incompletion of the night for Prescott. 12, the second down run inside. Good run, Williams powering forward to the 2. Inside the 2, and it's 1st and goal for the Cowboys here at the back end of this first quarter. Power running here. Cowboys get on the ball, don't have to run a play. Just play it out, and this first quarter will come to an end. 2 full drives, 2 touchdowns, and a jinxing of the Eagles' best defensive player. We're all tied at 7.
Kenny Clark got traded to the Cowboys. Well, guess we have to say goodbye to Kenny Clark. Oh, we're not going to
Play it out.
break.
But that's all backwards. Jerry Jones did say to us when Micah and he met back in the spring, the two fools in the room. One who offered the deal and one who turned it down. Jerry's words. Great line. But what about the future? What does this whole deal mean in your mind?
Well, if Jerry had signed Micah Parsons, he would have had 50% of his cap covered with 3 players. And that's a dangerous place to be honest with you. And as the number kept going up, they started thinking about what that might mean. And I think Jerry just likes the action, to be honest with you. You know, now he has money to spend on new contracts. We've already seen him doing a little bit of that. And more than anything else, he has 4 players now in the first round of the next 2 drafts, and they're supposed to be very good drafts that he gets to play with. So now Jerry gets to play Wheeler Deal.
He talks about rationalizing missing Micah isn't going to impact them too much. Only time will tell for the Packers and the Cowboys. Right now, the Cowboys are at the 1 trying to take the go-ahead touchdown on the opening play of the second quarter. Back to that right after this.
In life and in business.
Extending their congratulations to their neighbors, the champion Eagles. Here in the sports complex in South Philly, second quarter begins with the Cowboys knocking on the door. First and goal from the 1. Javonte Williams, the running back. And Prescott gives to Williams inside for the touchdown. 2 drives, 2 Javonte Williams, 1-yard touchdown runs, and Dallas leads 13-7.
You know, Mike, I think we have to talk about something here, and the Dallas Cowboys certainly running the football and doing well. But remember how many players now the Philadelphia Eagles are missing on this defense. Josh Sweat, who led them in sacks. Milton Williams, who signed a $104 million contract with New England. Nakobe Dean still out. They get Jahan Campbell, Darius Slade, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Brandon Graham. That's a lot of people on the defense, and it's showing up right now without Jalen Carter there.
Yeah, take Carter out of there to start tonight, too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of guys who played a lot of great snaps. Off with the extra point, 14-7. Cowboys on top.
Why do it?
Hyundai. Welcome to more in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. And by the Farmer's Dog, real food, made fresh, delivered. The Eagles delivered, and so did their fans. Great parade on Valentine's Day to celebrate the title. Jeffrey Lurie, the terrific owner of the Eagles, and Howie Roseman, quarter century in this organization. What a terrific job he has done with personnel, and Nick Sirianni, another hire for this team that has worked out. The kickoff did not work out for Aubrey. Second touchback. This time Philly will get it at the 35-yard line. Adjustment from last year when he came out to the 30.
And I get the feeling that Aubrey's just missed those two kicks, don't you? It looked like he was trying to bounce them into the field of play in the corner, and he just was too much adrenaline on both of them.
And a lot of the kickers around the league have talked about kicking dirty kick, dirty ball. The special teams guys are talking about when you can get rolling on the field inside the landing area and slow down the return man. Drive 2 for Hurts. It was a 10-play touchdown drive. Barkley bounce and a move across the 40 to the 41-yard line. So looking at Zua there for Dallas.
I'll tell you, how many games last year did we do, Mike, with Saquon Barkley? I mean, it felt like he was running for 70 yards every other play. It was remarkable, the performance that he had in LA, first of all, and then the one back here in the playoff game in the snow, and just dominated. Really probably would have held the NFL record had he been able to play in that last game. And there's Trayvon Diggs in the game now for the Dallas Cowboys.
Last couple of years, knee issues, no action in the preseason. But in the lineup here, only one snap in an opening drive, out on the field now. Underneath Devontae Smith, takes it. Down by Kenneth Murray, the linebacker out in coverage, but it's Philadelphia. First down.
And let's talk a little bit about this secondary for the Dallas Cowboys. Diggs coming off the knee injuries. And of course, he was just remarkable back in 21 when he had those 11 interceptions. Ron Bland had the stress fracture in his foot last year. They got Kyer Elam, a former first-round pick out of Florida, but he basically was a fail in Buffalo, and now he's the starting corner out here against the Eagles on opening night.
He's opposite A.J. Brown right now. 46. Barkley was an elusive move. Still waiting at midfield. About 5 yards. Magic on his feet, those quick moves.
Well, Ozo Digizua did his job there. He was 5 yards into the backfield to be able to make that play and just wall it off. And the fact that Saquon somehow escaped that mess, and really blame's going to go on Dante Fowler for that. He had to clean that up and keep that containment on the outside.
Cowboys 49. Hurts. First tight end. Now it's Goddard. Got it. Takes this one up 3 yards. Third and a couple coming up. Goddard 42 catches. Career low in games last year. He played 10. When healthy, still a player who will be a part of this Philly offense this season.
The Eagles on offense are like a good boxer. It's like they just jab, 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 hit you in the belly a couple of times, jab, jab. And then all of a sudden you start creeping in and trying to make plays and stop Saquon. And then one of these two wide receivers, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, they get the one-on-one they want, and it usually does not go well for the opponent.
Hurts comes back to the middle. Hit here in the middle, but held on to by Goddard for the first down. Look to the outside, but connects with Goddard. Back-to-back trips. First down to 39. New play caller for the Eagles. Kevin Patullo's been with Nick Sirianni for a while, Chris. Now he's the man with the voice of Jalen Hurts headset.
Kellen Moore was here last year and, of course, did such a great job. And it really was those three that really created the offense for the Philadelphia Eagles in that championship run. And now it's those two. And for the first time, at least with the Eagles, Patullo is the one calling the plays.
Moore off to be the head coach with the Saints. From the 39, Hurts out of the pocket. A couple yards. I mentioned Indy a moment ago. Kyling Granson is a new tight end in Philly. He was with the Colts before. Signed as a free agent with Philly here this year.
Does it look like Jalen Hurts is even more calm than he was in the past couple of years, which is hard to do?
Always calm.
Yes.
Always.
But I mean, here's a guy that really seeks out advice from championship type people. Peyton Manning certainly topped the list for him for a long time. Derek Jeter, Tom Brady, guys that have won championships, and now he's only interested in winning again. And he made that very clear to us.
And Michael Jordan to that list as well. Great guys. Second and 9. Hurts left it open, buys some time, and has a lot of space. And the first down inside the 30. On the sideline, irate. But a holding penalty as Hurts escaped. He's got a first down at the 21.
He's killing them. And he kills a lot of teams with this because he's willing to stay in the pocket. The Cowboys finally answered with some man coverage. The problem with man coverage, you got your back turned to the quarterback, and the minute you turn your back on this quarterback, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
41, the Cowboys rookie edge rusher Donovan Ezraku out of D.C., Boston College. He was the one the coaching staff thought was being held. 1st and 10. Barkley. 4 to the 35-yard line for Marshawn Kneeland. Part of that edge rotation, the guys who were trying to fill the Micah Parsons void. Kneeland made the sign.
I'm not sure how Saquon Barkley held on to that ball. You saw a great hustle out of Marshawn Kneeland. You'll see it every time he plays football. Watch the tail end of the play. 94 is going to come right back here and get his hand right on the ball. That is a fumble almost 90% of the time, and somehow the strength of Saquon Barkley held on.
He's got plenty of strength. He's just nuts to watch his workout stuff. Side run, Will Shipley. Barkley a break and runs for a yard. Get that big, we do things like this. This is new and fresh. Isn't that the old stuff? 585 off the rack, you got it, pal?
Just one time, I'd like to do anything with the bar bending. Other than dive. I would prefer not to dive, but anything else.
That same thing, first place your eyes go to that bar.
Oh,
Man. And all those strong guys watch the show themselves to wow. 3rd and 5 for Philadelphia. Now is twisting 4 men. Hurts has all kinds of time. And escapes.
First down. Yes.
And this one's not getting there. Hurts getting there.
He shot for the touchdown.
I mean, the Cowboys played just perfectly. All they wanted to do was squeeze Jalen like that. And they did. They had him covered. They got him all contained in there. Watch this. Little loop, little cross. They got it, and somehow he's still weaving through there. I remember Aaron Rodgers was like that when he tried to rush 4 against him. He could just always find a way through the crease, and there are 2 creases in there.
Goal for the nine. On inside for a yard or 2. Each team has 9 first downs. Everybody's scored on the first 3 drives. 2 for Dallas. Philadelphia's trying to make it 2 for them halfway through the second quarter.
Yeah, and converting 3rd downs, that was a 3rd and 5 when he made that run right there, when Jalen made the run. And that's out of tush-push range. That's when the Cowboys have to win. That's your chance to get off the field. And that one, they will.
3 of 3 on 3rd downs thus far tonight. Second and goal. Hurts again the time. Now Chase. Now taking
On. Yes, touchdown.
Side wide open, and Jalen Hurts is killing. I mean, he has simply been a one-man show out here tonight. doing it with his arm, doing it with his legs, and there's a ring on his finger for that very reason.
Jake Elliott, all even at 14. 6 for 6 throwing, 5 rushes for 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has 2, Javonte Williams has 2. We're tied at 14. Side of the ball for Philadelphia includes Brandon Graham. Played the most years for the Eagles. He was part of that defense last year. He was first in the league in points, but he's one of the 10 players lost to the Super Bowl team. That's most by a champion on the defensive side of the ball. And now this is a very young group. Average age is under 25. So Philly has the youngest defense in the NFL. Of course, they miss the leadership of a guy like Graham. 206 games in 15 seasons, but they have some young guys trying to figure out. Turpin, the return, brought down 32. I love those young guys, Sidney Brown. And then on top of all the guys not coming into the season, Chris, there's this with Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott while an Eagles player was injured and Carter was ejected.
Jalen Carter is one of my favorite players. I think you know that. That was one of the most ridiculous things. You just might as well have spit in the face of your entire football team, head coach, and everybody involved in the organization. If they lose this game tonight, it will be because Jalen Carter did that before he even played one snap in this game.
31, Prescott out. Caught. Ferguson for a fumble to the 33-yard line. Jackson and Blankenship are there.
They really need Jake Ferguson, the Cowboys, to get back to the form that he had 2 years ago. He was a Pro Bowler, had a great year, had a few injuries he had to deal with, as did Dak Prescott. But if they can get Jake Ferguson and Javonte Turpin working with Pickens, and of course CeeDee Lamb on the outside, they've got something.
Prescott just one incompletion. Almanite keeps it that way. There's Turpin on the sideline. Bring Jackson's chest to create space into Philly territory for a first down.
Great job by Dak. He saw the slot blitz, so he knew that was going to be man coverage against one of the toughest guys to cover. One-on-one, Javonte Turpin, get him the football and take a chance. Often that turns into something really big. Nice job playing quarterback there for Dak Prescott.
Going in, Adoree Jackson, in corner here for Philly. whistle here from the sideline in Dallas.
First charge.
Take a time
Timeout. Dallas.
Cowboy ball at midfield, 1st and 10. 5:26 left in this first half. 14 on. Office comes a new comedy of underdogs with major issues. The Paper. You stream it after the game, only on Peacock. You grab some ice cream from Franklin Fountain as well. Got a chance to check out the early episodes of The Paper. It's terrific. If you love The Office, you will love The Paper. Binge it on Peacock. Do it tonight after the game.
6-1 defense here, Mike.
Now first down, Prescott, they run into it. Bouncing to the outside, Sanders, but he can't get there. Nolan Swift comes across a late flag at the back end of it. The league has been talking about sportsmanship and unsportsmanlike conduct in terms of taunting after plays. Try to clean it up this year.
Taunting. Defense number 3. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Chris, we've talked to the officials and to everyone in New York. This is something that every team's been told they're going to be watching for this year.
The old point of emphasis, and I don't think that Sanders ever even saw it. He sort of just stood up and walked over that way and flexed a tiny bit, and that was enough. It is going to be enforced in a way that we haven't seen in the past this season.
From the 35 on first down, Prescott, deep drop. Covered, gets away for the moment, gets away again. Dak was looking to throw, he's going to run, and he gets 3 yards out of it as the slide began at the 32. Jordan Davis almost out of sack.
I mean, this is terrific by Dak Prescott. This is going to end up in one of those second down and 20 kind of situations, and he scrambles out, and yes, he only gets 3 or 4 yards, but it really meant about 10, 12 yards to his offense. And so far, Dak, and that tied up hamstring that Wilson was talking about, whatever they did, they fixed it.
He could not have done that a season ago. It was before the injury as well, so it's still healing. Inside, and handoff goes, and he's Turpin at the 27-yard line. So a lot of Turpin here being used by Dallas in this opening half.
And they're doing a lot with formations and motions here, Mike, because that time CeeDee Lamb was in motion really for the first time over to Pickens' side. And then what are they going to do? They're going to draw eyeballs there and run back that way. So they're trying to get you to adjust to their two-star players and run away.
Two touchdowns tonight, takes it to the 23-yard line. The Cowboys continue to move it effectively.
They're getting good blocks inside, too. Cooper Beebe, Tyler Booker, all those young guys playing in there. Now they go to the hurry up, although really you would like to burn a little clock here. They haven't been able to stop Philadelphia. I don't know how fast I want to go. I'm not going fast. This is a smart move. Get up there, lock it up, don't let them substitute. And then here we go, still looking at clock.
Here we go. Jack with the throw inside the Lamb. Caught at the incomplete. On the far side, the defensive side is the ground version. Lamb is the lead. Second down. So Brian Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator. Like Mark was the head coach. As you get a look at that ball clearly hitting the ground. Is the offense different than you've seen in the first half?
It is. And they've been separating their two-star receivers, but we've seen a lot of tight formations, and we've seen a lot of quick motions to try and force the defenses to make adjustments. Remember, this is a very young Eagles defense now. They substituted in a lot of guys that they lost in free agency, and it's showing.
10, Prescott throws.
Oh, nearly picked off.
Deflection interception from Byron Young as he was reacting after his pass rush with Corey Jackson and Kobe.
That's the night for Corey Jackson, and it was a big one. A little bit of a late, poorly timed throw. CD, it was almost picked off by Young on the outside. Ball was late getting there, and Corey Jackson made his first big play of the night.
3rd and 10.
Might get Pickens one-on-one with Mitchell down here. They've been playing a little of that.
Scott looking left on Pickens. End zone. Pickens is shifting and incomplete. As he and Mitchell were involved again. No flag, 4th down, field goal attempt coming.
Definitely got a little interesting right about there. I think they were sort of pushing almost equally, and the officials probably saw the same thing, so no call.
First time for either team that a 3rd down was not converted in this one. And here is Aubrey. Sensational leg, good accuracy from 41 yards. Brandon Aubrey knocks it through, and the Cowboys back on top here in this one. 34 to go for Hurts and the Eagles. Back into the first half. one in play. This time he does, and gets a little bit of a bobble on it. So the return comes shy of the 20-yard line for Shipley to hit Miley and foul.
Let's take a look at our next gen stats powered by AWS. And you know what this offense has been powered by? It has been Jalen Hurts and his legs all night long. They don't have a pass completed over 8 yards, and yet it has been play after play when they had to have it. Jalen Hurts has simply pulled it down, and you can see the man coverage running around behind. They're doing their best to match up with these receivers, but they have yet to match up with the running skills of Jalen Hurts.
Turned downfield in the passing game only 8 yards. The longest reception for Goddard. No targets of A.J. Brown yet. Getting it done on the ground. 19 Barkley left. Waiting arms of Sam Williams. Important player on this Dallas team this year.
Yeah, and we're seeing the rotation along the defensive line of the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to use Marshawn Nealon and Sam Williams on early downs, and then Dante Fowler and Raku is more of the pass rush kind of situation. So they're trying to keep these guys fresh in there.
They're trying to find a way to fill in for one.
Back with you in Philly. Coming up on the tail at halftime, we'll break down a chippy first half here at Lincoln Financial Field and look ahead to an MVP showdown at Buffalo Sunday night. Mike, back to you.
All right, Maria. See you and the guys at halftime. Great to have our whole football night American team on hand. Nightly news, today's show as well, last couple of days. Fun to have the whole NBC family here for kickoff game 2025. 2nd and 6 for Hurts. Flushed, chased by Williams, and just catch it. Throw it to the sideline, and a 3rd down.
I'll tell you, the one thing I did not expect out of this first half is that we would see no passes really thrown to the outside to the wide receivers of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, you have Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. For them to, at this point, only have 1 catch for 6 yards. It's a secondary that is coming off of injuries. I just thought we'd see more, but now is a moment for this Dallas defense. They have that 3rd and 6 that they have been begging for.
is caught. Yes.
Well, they are just as happy with Jahan Dotson getting the opportunity against Kaiir Elam, and it wasn't that Elam wasn't there, but you've got to be able to make those plays on the ball, and the Eagles just continue to fly down the field.
From the 26, Hurts dealing, trying to check.
Oh, come on.
Take the ball with him. Jahan Dotson, the receiver they got last year in August in a trade with Washington. 51-yard catch, the longest since his rookie season.
Yeah, Dotson was a first-round pick himself, 16th overall pick, and he is an excellent player.
Rushman made a trade for John Metchie from Houston, so depth in that receiving core as well. Philly gets the ball to start the second half. Chance to double up here. 26, Hurts to Barkley again. Open field, forget about it. Saquon powers through to the 18. Pick up an 8.
Always wondered what it'd feel like to be Deron Bland in that situation, and looking at Saquon Barkley coming at you. Such a rare combination of a guy that can beat you with his moves, and if all of a sudden you're playing his moves, he can run right through you.
You want to try?
No.
Oh, okay. I just, the way you said it, I thought you were interested in that. Is that 32?
Now they go empty, and your first thought is they're going to run Hurts.
That's right. The throw it. Barkley brings it down inbounds and then gets out of bounds to stop the clock at the 15-yard line. Chains move. The Eagles keep all 3 timeouts with 64 seconds to go.
Good job by Barkley right there on a big down. If they had missed that throw, they would have had to have settled for the field goal in all likelihood. Not only did he make the catch, but he got his feet down.
And Eberflus trying to find an answer. That was the Bears head coach last year. Just pulling the defensive signals for Dallas. Opposite Nick Sirianni. Those two are coordinators at the same time in Indianapolis. Look at the staffs who know each other well. From the 15, 5 on the pattern for Hurts. Looking to escape. Tuck it deep and out of bounds at 10. Up a 5. Hurts gets up. The sideline there after Damone Clark not chasing.
And I don't think Damone Clark did this. He just had momentum going and then took out somebody on the sideline. That's really what caused the bigger issue. Messing with Jalen Hurts in this town.
It's a good time to have your back, right? 2nd and 5. Again, still all 3 timeouts, so plenty of run options available for Sirianni and Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator. And they run Barkley inside.
In the end zone, it's a Philadelphia touchdown.
Word is exchanged. Big scrum, folks. After the score. Good job by the officials. Get everybody separated. Barkley's first touchdown of the year.
One of the big questions was, without Mekhi Becton playing guard, would we get that same level of play? That was beautifully done that time by his replacement, Tyler Steen. And the Cowboys
night, Game 2, Sao Paulo, Brazil. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs trying to make another Super Bowl run. They begin against Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers, streaming exclusively on YouTube. The scene down in Sao Paulo. Look forward to watching that tomorrow night. Elliott bounces in the lane here. Turpin can't get it cleanly. Scoops it, tries to escape like he did against Washington last year. Doesn't. He's down at the 11-yard line. Chris continues his play like every play thus far. When you don't get a big return from Turpin, you start back up. How does that impact strategy here at the end of the half for Dallas?
I would have absolutely been trying to put points on the board if you just got a normal return. Now starting at the 12-yard line, that may end up changing. But so far, I think the Dallas Cowboys fully understand their only path to winning this game is to score almost every time they get the ball. Their defense cannot stop the Eagles from running the football.
And credit to Jake Elliott, the hard-to-catch kickoff forces the Cowboys to start back to their own 12. Prescott goes sideline for a land flag in.
Not another passing
There
play.
at the orange spot for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Defense number 23. Ball in place outside the foul. Automatic touchdown.
They're definitely looking for corners. The Philadelphia Eagles are trying to replace Darius Slay.
Contact with Lamb. Bennett is guilty. Takes the ball to the 21. 38 seconds. Dak over the top of the road. It's complete to Jake Ferguson.
And the flag is down.
And play around the quarterback. Let's see if this is going to push him out.
I think they might have gotten the rookie
Personal
here.
foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 3.
Second 15-yard penalty on Nolan Smith. Does sportsmanlike conduct. Taunting on the last drive. Terry McCauley, our rules analyst, three-time Super Bowl referee. Does that fit into the category of forcible contact?
I think so, Mike. He pushes his head back. It's a pretty good blow to the head. Correct call for roughing the passer.
Thanks, Terry. So great to have you with us again this year. Remember, Brandon Aubrey has the longest leg in the league, and we've seen it the last couple of years. Dallas get field goal range with another first down or so. Still 2 timeouts and 34 seconds. And rush. Prescott first sideline. It's caught by Ferguson. Timeout Dallas. That's a 45-yard line. 27 seconds to go. Back in 30 seconds after this from AWS. See how AWS AI levels up the game. One timeout, 27 seconds left, and second down comes up.
Hey, Mike, I think I might try to work inside a little bit on Jahad Campbell, the rookie linebacker. He is super talented, but when you get in these kinds of situations, you like to go after some youth.
Scott looks left, comes down to Jalen Tolbert, gets out of bounds. It's first and no gain. It brings up third down. 20 seconds left. Think of Aubrey and his leg. Usually 60-yarders are in play. That would be getting to the 42-yard line, just a dozen yards away. There is a little bit of breeze into the direction Aubrey would be kicking right now. Not a heavy wind, but it is going that direction. Left to right as well.
The zone defense with CD work in the middle.
And on third and 5, on quick, Prescott, a little bit behind Pickens. Did he bring it in? Yes. At the 45, he's got it. Clock's still running. They want to save it for the field goal. Got to get it snapped quickly here. 8-second down. It's finally stopped. Schottenheimer said he was trying to get a timeout. He's talking to the official on his side now. We'll get a conversation if time will be put back on the clock.
Third final charge, timeout. Dallas. 30 seconds. Game clock operator. Please reset the game clock to 15 seconds. 1-5 on the game clock, please.
Okay, so he's trying to get the timeout. The official's trying to get the ball spotted. He's got the time, but now Chris, you're out of timeouts. So you got to put some thought into this.
You got to put some thought into it, and so the Eagles have put some thought into it as well. So they're going to protect the boundaries and not give you anything cheap to make this field goal a little bit easier. Now, if you want to take a chance, there's no reason you couldn't take one and throw it up down the field to one of these great contested catch wide receivers.
Philadelphia's taking a timeout here. Melissa, what's going on down that Cowboy sideline?
Yeah, I've been watching Dak after that first touchdown. He high-fives the entire offense and said to the guys, let's sustain this. After the second touchdown, so fired up, went down the bench, slapping all the guys on their shoulders and said, come right back. And then before this drive, hey, be ready to score some more points. He has been so animated and so energetic on his sideline.
He's 32, 10th year in the league. He's one of the senior statesmen on his team now.
Really is. And you're going to see these corners stand out wide. They're not giving a quick out here.
Timeouts for Dallas. Prescott right inside. It's caught by CeeDee Lamb down to 35. Got to try to down the ball here. They try to get it to the referee. He's got to touch it. He does. And they get the snap off. They do with 3 seconds left. And they'll get a chance to try a field goal if inside 55 yards. It'll be about 54.
Beautifully handled that time by the Dallas Cowboys, and obviously we've seen that before where it didn't work out quite so well for them. But they had that well orchestrated, well coached. Job by Schottenheimer and his team.
Aubrey in his career, 24 of 27 from over 50. Philly will take a timeout here before his attempt for 53 yards. So, in the past, they've had these K-balls, the footballs that were just for kickers. And the kickers would only get to work those balls in, out of the box, for about 45 minutes before the game. Now, each team, like you do with the balls that you use on offense, can work in these kicking balls during the year. So the feeling amongst kickers and special teams folks around the league, we may see longer field goals made. It's not a problem with this guy.
No.
He can kick anything but 60 yards, but it's something to keep in mind this year with that slight adjustment to these kicking balls. From 53, Aubrey. Of course, he's just so smooth with that swing of the leg. 7 possessions in the half, 7 scores. Dallas 2 field goals and Chris backed up. They're very well done to get 3 points out of that.
One stop on 1 third down, the only non-touchdown.
Melissa.
Ryan, 4 drives, 4 scores. What's working for you guys?
We're getting completion. We're running the ball well. Our guys are playing hard. It's a hell of a football game right now, and we feel good right now.
And defensively, how do you contain the Eagles' rushing attack, especially Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, we got to tackle better, number one, and that rush lane discipline's not good enough. We got to get that cleaned up.
Ryan, thanks.
Thank you.
Phillies run for 123 yards in that first half. They get the ball to start the second half. Eagles by 1, Toyota halftime time. And here's Maria Taylor. Maria.
Thanks, Mike. Coming up on Toyota Halftime, 2 MVPs go head-to-head with Lamar Jackson visiting Josh Allen on Sunday night. And we've got a celebration of 20 seasons of Sunday Night Football. That's coming up next.
Designer opened in 1928, but inhabit unexpectedly
Private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
NFL Kickoff Weekend, presented by YouTube TV, continues tomorrow with the NFL Sao Paulo game on YouTube. Then Week 1 continues Sunday on CBS Fox and with Sunday Night Football on NBC. And concludes with Monday Night Football on ESPN and ABC. Stream games live on your mobile device with NFL Plus.
NFL Kickoff Weekend is presented by NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Watch every game, every Sunday, all in one place. Tonight's first half coverage is presented by Progressive.
More than 7 months wait, let's do this.
Dallas Philly, here we go.
Whoa! Carter spits on a quarterback. Gives to Williams for the season's first touchdown. Jalen Hurts, touchdown Philadelphia. Flags everywhere. Gives to Williams for the touchdown. Stunning start to the season.
Progressive, insurance for coverage you can count on.
Set for the second half in South Philly. Birds by 1. Tonight's kickoff storylines are powered by AWS. Jalen Carter, that injection. First player on a defending Super Bowl champ injected in the season. Dallas running for a couple of touchdowns between attacks. They didn't do that either of the last 2 years. The Eagles, first time they've allowed that to happen in 3+ years. And as for Jalen Hurts, first Super Bowl MVP, to score a pair of touchdowns in the first half of the following season opener. Somehow we've got 21-20 as we continue with the NFL kickoff, presented by YouTube TV. Like to read over this column. Sirianni.
Nick, the personal fouls and ejection on defense. What was your message to your guys?
Yeah, we can't have any of those. Obviously, we've given them short fields here. This is a good offense, and we can't help them out at all, so we can't have those.
3 touchdowns, no punts on offense. How do you continue that in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to continue doing the fundamental things, blocking, taking care of the football, making good catches. Jalen's going to do a good job, but we have to be ready for them to adjust, and we will as well.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
All about fundamentals, and Nick Sirianni has proven that with a terrific record his first 4 seasons. First down, Hurts inside, taken by Jack Sanborn and others on Dallas Goedert out to the 32-yard line, pick up a 4.
Yeah, and they've got new linebackers here for the Dallas Cowboys as well, right? Kenneth Murray comes over. They made a deal with the Titans to get him. Jack Sanborn came over with Matt Eberflus. He had him in Chicago. So a lot of moving parts. This defense is going to get better, but obviously no Micah Parsons, and it's been very apparent.
Yeah,
His impacts, yeah.
no sacks. Hurts has been able to buy time. Actually gain of 5. Second and 5, Hurts. Goddard again. In space, Harris Lee a foul. Tackling on the other side of the line. Can't have nothing but first down. Goddard's on his 6th ball of the night.
Like, watch Jalen Hurts in the pocket here. Now, eventually going to get some pressure right here. But watch him just stand there. He is just so confident in what he's doing, and maybe more so what his offensive line is doing for him. And he's not looking to run. He's only doing it when he has to.
39 and quick. Devontae Smith's got it. Short gain of a couple. That is Kaiir Elam, former Bills first-round pick. Trying to hope that the change of scenery in Dallas will change the trajectory of his career. But there's what we're talking about with Hurts. His ability to have time to read it and throw it.
Well, and he's done a good job getting the ball out here quickly, too. Obviously scrambling. But he's such a complete quarterback. And I hit on it a little bit in the first half. But to me, quarterbacks convert third downs. That's what matters. And convert the red zone. And he has just been sensational, especially when they got into that playoff run a season ago.
42, Barkley to the left. It's strung out. Barkley's going to
First down, yes.
tackle him like that. Saquon pass midfield into Bills territory at the 47-yard line. Gain of 11.
Sometimes you end up hitting Saquon Barkley at the end of a run, and you just assume he's on the ground, and he's not. I don't know exactly who it was, came up, made this hit, boom, right there, and it was Hooker, and you just think that he's going to be on the ground because I hit him that hard, and he's not.
Barkley gets a break. A.J. Dillon, the former Packer, is in the backfield. Will Shipley was not in on that last kickoff return, so it's the first carry steal. Dillon, who takes it inside the 40 and is right at the mark. Close to a first down at the 36-yard line. Just all
Another first down.
Started his career with 4 good years in Green Bay.
Yeah, you get Saquon out of the lineup, and you go, oh, phew, that's good, get that big guy out of there. And then in comes another 250-pound running back that has thighs even bigger than Saquon Barkley. I mean, it's nuts. When they stand side by side in practice the other day, they look like 2 guards standing next to each other.
Second and short. We have been pushless thus far here tonight. Back to Dillon inside. Is going to be close to a first down. See when they mark up. They're going to move the chains past the 36-yard line. North Philly first down, and the Eagles slow to get up is an important guy for them, Landon Dickerson. Dickerson was a question mark with a right knee injury in camp. He took part in practice most of the week, but the day he missed was because of a back injury.
Yeah, he had meniscus surgery on August 10th, so like 2 weeks later, he was back in the huddle and practicing. As you can tell, he is in pain right now.
36, inside the game with Dillon. That time they stopped him. The safety, Donovan Wilson, crashes down. Chris, we haven't had a chance to mention on the Dallas front, as Barkley comes back in, Mozzie Smith, their first-round pick from 2023, inactive, a healthy scratch here tonight for them.
Yeah, and if you're inactive with what they've got in defensive tackle, that's as close to being cut as you can be, right? I mean, they've got Solomon Thomas and a rookie and Jay Toya, but it's quite the statement about your former #1 pick.
Taking it 10 Hurts to the air. Pressure on here, and that's the first sack of the season. And Kenny Clark is involved in it along with Marshawn Nealon. So Clark became over in the trade for Micah Parsons. Joins Nealon on the sack of Hurts back at the 44-yard line.
Marshawn Nealon's going to be the one that gets there first, and then you're going to see Clark come in and clean it up. And this Nealon has just been pushing and fighting, and every time I studied him for quite some time during the offseason, because we had a lot of time, and got a chance to watch him, and what just impressed you about him was just the pure effort. But for Kenny Clark to already be on the marker, they desperately needed that. Now they cannot give this one up on third and whatever it is.
Third and 18, pressure from the edge. Hurts gets rid of it in time on the 40-yard line. Dotson shaking back at Hurts, who took a shot on the edge pressure. From here, a field goal will be 58 yards. It has a little bit of wind with it, and they're going to try it with Jake Elliott.
Yeah, and it's very rare that you see Jordan Mailata get beat, and that's a good sign for the Cowboys. Dante Fowler, who had 10 sacks a season ago for Washington, and this is a big kick right here. I don't really think of Jake Elliott as a long-range kicker.
He used to be. Last year was terrible from 50-plus. He made one in warm-ups from 62 in this direction. This is 58.
Made the field goal, yes.
Jake Elliott's got a swagger back. Looks like the Jake Elliott we've come to know. He does on that one. Good from 58. The Philly lead is at 4. Toyota, the official automotive partner of the NFL. Let's go places. And by Lowe's, Lowe's knows Sunday hits different when you earned it. The Eagles earned that one, that beautiful Super Bowl ring. Super Bowl 59, slightly different from the Super Bowl I ring won by the Green Bay Packers. These little Eagles wings pop out on the ring. It's a very cool looking piece of jewelry.
some of these offensive linemen. Tyler Booker was a 12th overall pick out of Alabama. Both these teams have new right guards playing for them this season. And so far, Booker's been hanging in there. You know, he's kind of a mauler. He's still learning, especially with some of the pass protection, but he's done a good job with the running game for the most part tonight. And really all the Cowboys on offense and all the Eagles on offense have been doing a good job all night long.
I'll say, every drive has led to points here tonight. First down blocking, clear space for Javonte Williams out to the 35-yard line. Williams now 10 carries, 44 yards in his Catalyst debut.
Yeah, one of the things the Cowboys have flashed a little bit tonight is some of this motion. Watch the tight end come back and then trap back here. So he's going across the face of the quarterback and then coming back and just running that inside zone back away from him. So just a little different look. And it's paid off for this Cowboys running game.
For Williams. Couple of yards there. Corey Jackson, their corner, was evaluated for a concussion. Was on the field the end of that first half. Cleared. Was out there for the opening play of this drive. He's now back to the sideline. Still with his help.
Figure things out at that other quarterback position. Ringo was in the battle. Ja'Cory and Bennett. I don't know that they've ever really firmly settled on who the long-term answer is going to be.
Jalen Carter ejected for the first half of the game. 3rd and 1. Dallas will pitch it to the edge with Williams. Gets there, a couple tough yards. Saquon, among others, crashing down on him. Jalen Hunt off the end. The first down for the Cowboys.
We're playing some NFC East football right now. That was awesome. You knew the big collision was coming at the end of that one, and Javonte Williams just lowered his head and plowed through it for the first down. That was terrific.
Dallas has run 33 plays here tonight. 16 rushes, Chris. 17 pass attempts. That quick look down the seam. It is looking up. Trying to squeeze it in. Brendan Smith, Moore, the tight end. Good job by the rookie backer, Jahan Campbell. Going back with an injury, though, for the Eagles. And Sidney Brown. One of the safeties as they try to replace C.J. Gardner-Johnson's spot. The veteran traded to Houston. Athletic training staff out to look at Sidney Brown.
It's time to get on the grid.
Oh my goodness.
Just beautifully done, laid out in front of here, and you just have to be patient here. Miles Sanders just waits and waits, got some big block down the field that really sprung him, and then watch Vaughn at the end of it. He probably gave up 15 yards, but he had a plan. He was going to run him down and punch this ball out. Just missed it as Sanders pulled it away at the last second.
Officially 49 yards, 1st and 10 at the 11. Sanders remains the back. He's going to begin inside this time. Miles Sanders, here comes the flag. There's the flag on the flags. More conversation at the back end. Pickens involved. Catch the number of the Eagle. Engaged with George Pickens. A new addition to the Dallas lineup, targeted 3 times, 2 catches tonight. Here's Sean Smith.
Oh.
Personal foul. Offense number 3. Unnecessary roughness.
Yes.
It's a great job by Blankenship not reacting. If he had reacted and knocked him down, they wouldn't have gotten the benefit of it. So tremendous discipline there on the part of the Eagles, not so much on the part of Pickens.
Ton of large penalties in this game right from the start. 10 total, 7 on the Eagles. That the 3rd on the Cowboys, and now backs them up to 1st and 22.
Have to work inside here with this show coverage.
Prescott tries the middle for the tight end again, incomplete. Taking him all the way back with Zach Paul, the all-pro linebacker. But now let Jake Ferguson see the ball.
Double move is so hard when Vaughn is right here in the middle. Watch the move in front of his face, the double move, then behind. Now he's got to try and figure it out. Hits him right on the back of the helmet, but only because his speed now 2 times on this drive has saved big plays.
2nd and 22, Eagles fans rise. The end zone to our left. Short for Javonte Williams. Bring up 3rd down. Deflected.
there he was, 3rd and 20. It's throwing the end zone. Let's go. We're playing the Eagles.
5 penalty yards for Philadelphia. From the 11-yard line, Sanders.
Yes! The fumble and the defense got it. Yes.
Here. Rolling. Here. No, it's not circular. It's a flat ellipse. Because the carriage is way too close. Which means the moon's orbit cuts right through the planet's hemisphere. Through that toxic too. And there's a light down here to me. Which means I have 2 hours to find a snack and go back to them. Cool. And the day is out.
Teams are out there right now, but let's take a peek at the radar. We've got some lightning in the area within 6 miles of Lincoln Financial Field. Sean Smith is talking to the folks who are watching this.
It's been suspended for lightning in the area.
Yeah, I thought that was coming. So the game's been suspended with lightning in the area here at 10:26 Eastern Time. There is a cell that is south of us that is crossed into New Jersey, and then we've got other weather right around the airport coming up from Wilmington, Delaware, that is on path towards here at Lincoln Financial Field. And when there is lightning involved, it requires a suspension of the game, and it happens at the 4:44 mark here of the 3rd quarter.
You've been hanging around with Al Roker, haven't you?
That's
pretty good. That's pretty good. You got that. I'm looking at your map there. You're working it.
Nobody beats the great Mr. Roker, but he's sent through about 1,000 of these in 30 years of doing golf. So he got a fake meteorology degree. And the teams, when I clear the field, oftentimes when this happens, the fans are asked to clear the lower bowl of the stadium. And you get a delay at an odd time when the players have just had the halftime delay. Each team's had a possession in this third quarter, and now they're going to have to cool their heels with just under a third of the game remaining to be played.
Attention, please.
It's the announcement.
A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued by the National Weather Service for the area. These storms may produce severe conditions, including lightning and strong winds. For your safety, we encourage you to seek shelter immediately. Please exit the skiing area.
There was rain in the forecast all day. It has not rained for a week. It's not going to rain for the next 3 days. There's just this window, so Nick Sirianni and company will head back to the Eagles locker.
The players hate this. I mean, it's the hardest thing to do in football is to get warmed up. Anytime, practice, game, whatever. So then you go in at halftime, and there's 12 minutes. Okay, you got to get warmed up again. Now you got to go back and you got to get warmed up again when you've already taken over a quarter of a beating out there. It just gets harder every time, which is what makes the Super Bowl always so hard. That's those 40, 45-minute half times. I mean, literally, we've heard people taking naps in between, but you've got to be able to get your body going again. And every time you get cooled off, it just gets harder the next time.
So you see the focus on the two quarterbacks, Prescott and Hurts, as they come in. We mentioned the wind was picking up, these showers that were around us all day, and they have to take safety first. So once there's a lightning strike within a certain radius, and look at the radar, you've got to make that decision to keep some 70,000 people safe, in addition to players and officials and everybody else on this field. The rain is starting to come down, so hopefully they got ahead of this. If there is no lightning, then we would have been able to keep playing, and there was the hope that with these showers coming at around 10:30 local time, the daytime heating, which sometimes boils up those thunderstorms, would have negated what we're seeing right here, having to stop play, but it did not. So let me ask you this question here, just in regards to the delay. These teams had not played for these starters 4 quarters. And nobody plays the preseason. Now, the quarterback